Fourth place at plus 392 is Anthony Nair. And your fifth and final qualifier for the finals at plus 376 is Joey Ocello. 376 to make the finals. Okay, the following three bowlers have earned a scholarship. Finishing in 6th place, getting a $40 scholarship, goes to Daniel Allhouse. Finisher getting a $35 scholarship goes to Riley Selmer. Nice ball. You're welcome. And our 8th place finisher getting a $30 scholarship today goes to Ryan Graham. Nice bowling. Congratulations to all of our winners. Okay, on the handicap side, your leader at plus 418 is Victoria Capiello. Second place at plus 331 is Desiree Dent. Third place at plus 275 is Morgan Klein. Fourth place at plus 255 is Mason Doan. And our fifth and final qualifier for the finals at plus 176 is Vaughn Kirscher. 176 to make the finals in handicap. Okay, if I can have all those bowlers, please report to lanes 20 and 21. I will give instructions to begin the finals.
All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour live here on YouTube. We are coming to you today from Berks Lanes in beautiful Shillington, Pennsylvania. We are at the stepladder finals. Scores are very high as usual here at Berks. In the scratch division, qualifying first, Acu Jack Selmer at plus 514. He shot a 300 today, game 2 of qualifying. Qualifying second, Sam Bortnick at 432. Francis Vitelli, who shot 822 or 832 the first 3 games of qualifying. He qualified third at 430. Anthony Nair, member of the Team USA developmental squad, he qualified fourth at 392. And rounding out the top 5, our favorite bowler from the great state of New Jersey, Joey Ocello at 376. Should be in for a lot of strikes on the scratch side. On the handicap side, your leader at plus 418, Victoria Capiello. Second at plus 331, Desiree Dent. Third, Morgan Klein at plus 275. Fourth, Mason Doan at plus 255. And rounding out your top 5, Vaughn Kirscher at plus 176. So even if you struck first ball in the 10th, you wouldn't make it. So that makes me feel a little bit.
Yeah, I stuck the second.
I'm over here now. Parked. Not there. We will have player introductions in a moment. Tournament Director Matt is lining everybody up as we speak.
Okay, bowling fans, it's time to introduce our finalists for PJBT number 9 of the season. Singles event today here at Berks Lanes in Sinking Spring, PA. It's time to introduce our 5 stepladder finalists for each division. Starting with the scratch division. Our 5th seed today from Neptune, New Jersey, Joey Ocello.
Joey Ocello, 5th seed from Neptune, New Jersey.
He will be taking on number 4 seed from Lewisburg, PA, Anthony Nyer.
Lewisburg, PA's Anthony Nyer, your 4 seed.
The winner of the first match will advance to take on our number 3 seed from Annandale, New Jersey, Francis Vitelli.
Francis Vitelli, Annandale, New Jersey, your 3 seed.
The winner of the second match will advance to the semifinal to take on our number 2 seed from East Brunswick, New Jersey, Sam Bortnick.
Sam Bortnick from East Brunswick, New Jersey is your number 2 seed.
And the winner of the semifinal match will advance to take on our tournament leader at plus 514 for 8 games from Wernersville, PA, Jack Selmer.
Jack Selmer from Wernersville, PA.
Round of applause for our scratch division
Your
finalists.
leader at plus 514. He is seeking, I believe, title number 3 already early in the season.
Okay, time to introduce the handicap side. Our 5th seed today from Allentown, Pennsylvania, Vaughn Kirscher.
Vaughn Kirscher, your 5th seed from Allentown.
In the first match, he will be taking on the number 4 seed from Royersford, PA, Mason Doan.
Mason Doan, Royersford, PA.
The winner of that first match will advance to match number 2 to take on our number 3 seed from Lebanon, PA, Morgan Klein.
Morgan Klein from Lebanon, Pennsylvania, your number 3
The
seed.
winner of the second match will advance to the semifinal to take on our number 2 seed from Harrisburg, PA, Desiree Dent.
Desiree Dent from Harrisburg, your number 2
And the winner
seed.
of that semifinal will advance to the title match to take on our tournament leader at plus 418 from Pottstown, PA, Victoria Capiello.
Victoria Capiello from Pottstown, Pennsylvania, your number 1 seed. All right, there we go. And we will let our 5 and 4 seeds get a little bit of warm up, and we'll be off and on our way in match 1. Like I said, bound to see a lot of strikes today. Scores are always, shall we say, high when we come to Berks Lanes. Skip, you want to say a couple words before you head on out? Skip is has to something with his home in Vale or something. You need to.
Yeah, I got professional lawn care service coming in. Got to make sure they don't trim the hedges too short.
I understand.
64 entries today. We got a good turnout here, especially in the scratch division. Shot. Would have liked to have seen the shot play a little more tougher, but it was pretty wide open from about the second ball of practice.
Pretty much.
So, but hopefully I see everyone that's watching today next week in Conchester, down at ABC, or not ABC, AMF Conchester.
Yes.
Down in Corydon, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Couple minutes from Philly. $500 in each division guaranteed. So
Yes. Special 10 a.m. start time next week.
yes, yes. Do not be late. We will not wait for you. So
I might be late.
me too. I haven't decided what time I'm waking up yet. So hopefully we see everyone there.
Ryan Carlisi leaving the building. He also shot 300 today. And Skip is off. are we going?
Victors. I said victors.
That's fine. When you go down there, tell my kid to come up. All right, looks like on the handicap side, Mason will be getting 2 pins. Yes, Mason will be getting 2 pins over Vaughn. So pretty even match there.
Okay, bowling fans, time to introduce our Game 1 finalists. On the scratch side, we have number 4 seed Anthony Nyer taking on number 5 seed Joey Ocello. Anthony has elected to start the match on lane 19. On the handicap side, we have number 4 seed Mason Doan taking on number 5 seed Vaughn Kirscher. Mason has elected to have Vaughn start the match on lane 21. And the difference in handicap is just 2 pins to Mason. Okay, bowling fans, let's have a nice hand for our Game 1 finalists.
All right, and off we go. Looks like Anthony Nyer and Vaughn Kirscher will be starting the match. Anthony up, lane 19. Southpaw. Puts 10 back, saw lots of that today. And so does Vaughn. Off and running here in match number 1. Mason Doan up quick, lane 22 on the handicap side. 10 back for Mason. Let's see if Joey could complete the tree on lane 20. And he does. Doan up, frame number 2. He breaks a little high. Gets lucky not to leave a split. 7 pin falls late, leaves just the 6 pin. Joining me in the booth now, today's 6th place finisher, missing the top 5 by about 30 some odd pins, the Prodigy.
Hello.
How you doing there, bud?
Meh. It's kind of hot in here now.
So tell us, firsthand experience, what was What was the pattern today?
Big Ben.
Big Ben. Tell us how it played. Well, obviously, besides easy.
Extremely easy. I mean, there was some issues if you didn't have like the right ball in your hand or anything. But you had a little left, actually, a lot left, and a decent amount right. You probably had about 3 to 4 boards each way, to be real honest. It was just, would you carry? That was kind of the day, is like who could carry the most. Wasn't about really hitting the pocket, it was just about carrying.
Well, so in other words, the pocket was pretty much given today.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's Berks Lanes.
And the pocket's not really given at Berks Lanes when I bowl here normally.
Well, you bowl at junior leagues where they're a little bit different.
Yeah. I heard people saying that this was a house shot, and I quickly said this wasn't a house shot because it didn't play like their house shot. Their house shot actually plays a little shorter than this. The ball would get through the heads and through the mid lane on this before it would even start to think to hook. I mean, I threw a quantum the first 4 games. Then that started not really hit, and I couldn't really get it to turn a corner either. So I switched to the red line, threw that. The remaining of the 4th game and the 5th game, made cut by 12 at plus 167, which is kind of ridiculous. Usually 167 will get you about top 3, maybe top 4. And then I switched. In practice and match play, I threw the red line and an IQ solid. I threw the IQ solid the first game of match play. The second game, I ran into some issues on one of the lanes, threw the IQ on one lane and the red line in the other lane, and then I threw the red line the last game.
And you went 3-0 in match play, I believe.
And my overall match play record's 14-2-1, which is
not bad.
Pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
And 2 of the games were pretty close. I was able to throw together like 4 and 5 baggers in both of them to pull away a little bit. Both games I was down early, the second and the third game. I had an open early, first 4 frames. Came back with 4 or 5 in a row, and I would take the lead from there.
Gotcha. So, of the scratch bowlers, obviously we're going to look for some high scores here, but the way the pattern is set up, who do you think may have the advantage?
Anthony. I feel like the way that he could throw it fast, and the way he has to throw it fast, it's hard for him to miss. And that's like his comfort zone, is throwing it hard, and whether it's straight or hooking it, he's good at both. But he's also, and I think Sam's making it help him drag Samoil down because he's using reactive. Because I think Sam's using urethane, but I don't really know.
Okay.
Maybe.
But we won't see Sam for a little while yet.
And Francis could have a good look if he can get something good. He was on at least in qualifying.
Yeah, you crossed with him today, I believe.
Yeah, he threw the ball and just struck a lot. Not that he was like throwing it everywhere. He was like hitting the same spot over and over again. I mean, yeah, he got away with a few, but I think everybody did. I don't think there'd be anybody here that said they threw every shot perfect today. And when they didn't throw it good, they didn't strike.
Gotcha.
Because there were certainly a few I got right and left that I thought were big 4 combinations, one maybe 2, 8, 10, and they struck.
All right, so let's see where we are on the scratch side. We do have Anthony opening with the front 5. Joey Osella went double, 7 spare strike. So at the moment, Anthony is up by 33. Joey could cut it to 23 with a strike. And on the handicap side, we have Vaughn, who is up going into frame 6. He is working off of 2 opens. He had started with a turkey. He's got 95. And Mason is clean through 6. He has 110 with his handicap. So that is still anybody's match. Let's see.
What are the handicaps of these kids? 2.
Well, the difference is 2. Mason is getting 13 and Vaughn is getting 11. So the difference is 2.
So fairly high average handicap bowlers.
Yes. Yeah, it's looking at the bowler stand, the handicap, Victoria was getting 31, Desiree was 15, Morgan is 52, Mason is 13, and Vaughn is 11. So,
which is more expected on a higher pattern.
yes.
Because a 190 average bowler is going to be like kind of like a scratch bowler. They just don't strike nearly as much. But they still had that miss room to where a straight bowler, they don't really care what's out. And they usually bowl about the same anyways.
Yes.
See if Joey could strike here. That was a good shot.
He's throwing the ball fantastic. He was telling me he was up in Massachusetts for a tournament yesterday, and he led qualifying.
Broke a record.
Plus 260 some.
He broke like a 5-game record for highest qualifying for 5 games on sport in New England. He was plus 190 or 2-0.
Now, certainly Tom Hankey, who was running that tournament yesterday, who won the tournament here last week, he doesn't put out the easiest of patterns.
Yesterday, I mean, I never saw the pattern. I usually just see the ratio. But it's one of the higher ratios I've seen out of him. Yesterday was, I believe, 39 feet for him and 2.5 to 1. He usually lays something out like 1.5 to 1, but 2.5 to 1 is still pretty hard. I mean, what is this? 12 to 1? 11 to 1?
I have no idea. I didn't even look at the lane graph today.
There's one right here. I'll get it. Big Ben is 7.3 to 1. So fairly easy. It was 44 feet too.
Well, that explains why you scored well.
Yeah, I like long.
Put out Vaughn. Mason is just going to need a pin or two here.
You need something like that.
Honestly, don't know what the 3 on.
I think it was around there, but it might have went up a little bit. Another good shot. Good shot by Anthony.
That is 9 for Anthony.
And that ends that match, so
yes,
Joey should pretty much just throw the ball. Let him see if he could shoot 300. Sucks for Joey. He's shooting a good game, too.
Yes, he is.
Strikeout for 245. Normally that would be pretty good in the final.
But you're at Berks.
I mean, I haven't seen a tournament at Berks in a while, so low scores have been kind of my thing here. Still a good day for Joey. Who gets
Absolutely.
5th, and how much? 50? I think 50.
Well, you got 40 for.
Joey Ocello. And our 5th place finisher in the handicap division, getting a $35 scholarship, certificate, and 5th place award goes to Vaughn Kirscher. Okay, bowling fans on to match number 2.
Why is it so far back?
Why is what so far?
Is that where the drop connection?
Yeah.
Alright. I'll be right back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry for the technical difficulties. Again, we are at the mercy of the bowling center Wi-Fi here. Can't connect with the Ethernet connection here at Berks Lane, so we're on the mercy of Wi-Fi, and it went down. To recap, the scores of the match, I know Mason Doan won and Anthony Nyer won. Anthony did have the front 9, and then he left a 7-pin, and then I started working on the internet issues. Joey Osello finished with a 207, I believe. And speaking of Joey, he's in the booth. Welcome, Joey.
How's it going?
Pretty good. Congratulations on your 5th place finish and today, and congratulations on your excellent bowling up in Massachusetts yesterday.
Thank you. Thank you.
How much did you win yesterday?
120, I think, with side pots and everything. Yeah, it was $100 for the tournament. It was $1,000 still guaranteed with even a low entry count, so paid out pretty well.
What did Anthony shoot? Do you have any idea?
79.
He did. He
Yep.
spared struck.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that pair started to get a little weird for the right side there. It's a bit strange.
Okay, bowling fans, it's time for game number 2 of the finals. Our scratch side, we have number 3 seed Francis Vitelli taking on number 4 seed Anthony Nyer. Francis has elected to have Anthony start the match on lane 19. On the handicap side, we have number 3 seed Morgan Klein taking on 4th seed Mason Doan. Morgan gets the handicap in the match, 43 pin difference, and she has elected to start the match on lane 21. Bowling fans, let's have a nice hand for our Game 2 finalists.
All right, off we go to Game 2. Hopefully our internet issues are fixed. We switched from Berks Lanes' Wi-Fi to, we were able actually to pick up an Xfinity Wi-Fi, so hopefully that will solve our issues. All right, Anthony Nyer starting, and it looks like Morgan Klein is starting. Morgan will be getting 43 pins in this match. Anthony comes in high, leaves himself the, is that the 4-6, Joey?
Yes, that's the 4-6. Yep. And he missed all of them, so goes to 8-0 in the first frame. Try to give it a little bit of a run.
So what do you think of the pattern that was out here today?
Very high scoring. For the 44-foot pattern, it's supposed to be 7.5 to 1 about. It played very, very playable. I mean, didn't really play like 44 feet in my opinion. Maybe about shorter, about like 39, 40. But a lot of friction, a lot of hold, and played pretty fair throughout the whole day. Very, very fair.
Well, a lot of friction and a lot of hold is because you're at Berks Lanes.
Yes, that the cow scratch ourselves has the help of that.
Well, it's good to see you bowling good in Pennsylvania again. I know you took a little bit of a beating last week when you were when you made the trip.
Yeah, it happens. how it goes. France starts off there with 8 spare. I definitely know for the right side of 19-20, definitely got very tricky. 20 started to hook a lot more than 19, and 19 got a bit tighter. It's a lot of over-under going on right now, this many games.
It's a good shot there by Francis. He shot 820 or 830?
822.
822. And his first 3 games of qualifying. Also, ladies and gentlemen, as usual, our message board is live and operational. If you want to say something, give us a shout out. Let me know where you're watching from. Have any questions, comments, concerns? You just want to yell at the fat guy.
Anthony getting a good shot. Very, very lined up right now.
Good spare there for Morgan.
Anthony puts up a double there. As Maury leaves a flat 10.
See what you mean about lane 20.
Yeah. Yeah, they transition very, very quickly there.
Well, that's kind of what the oil does that they use here. They use an oil where the molecules will actually separate themselves early, and the oil will go down lane while remaining on the heads. And then all of a sudden, at some point, it goes goodbye.
Yeah, they've transitioned very fast here today. Especially, I mean, game 4 or 5-ish, you really had to make a big jump and change balls, make a jump.
So, might be a little favoritism to the lefties here on the scratch side.
I think so, definitely. They didn't get broken down as much, and especially with right now with 20 to go. Yeah, anything can happen. Yeah, that's a good shot coming back for Francis.
Greek Church by Mason, he gets the 3. So he starts with a double and then goes 5-3. He has 51 in the third. Morgan opened in her third. She missed her 10-pin. She has 80 with her handicap. So she is up by 29 after 3. Anthony gets the messenger on the 8. He did that once in your match.
Struck a lot of my match. Mason goes up high, leaves 3-6-10. Good shot for Anthony.
What ball is Anthony throwing? Can you tell?
It's a honey badger. 900 global honey badger. I know he's been using that for like, I think he was using some kind of boost first 2 or 3 games, and he went to that for the rest of the day. Francis. Yeah, he made the big jump too. Definitely moved a couple boards.
Good shot there by Morgan. Vitelli with the spare. He has 68 in the fourth with a spare in the fifth. Anthony has a 68 in the third with a double in the fourth and fifth. So 30-pin lead at the moment for Anthony Nyer. See if Morgan could double on the handicap side on lane 21. She leaves the 5-pin. Good shot there by Morgan.
Francis goes high on 19-2 now, so wouldn't surprise me if 19 started to lose the same thing 20's doing.
And Morgan converts her spare. And Vitelli converts his spare. So when does bowling season start for you guys? For high school?
Our practices start in a few weeks. I believe our first match is December 4th. I'll be sitting out the first month again. Unfortunately, I transferred schools, so we have the 30-day sit-out rule. So I'll be joining sometime in early January. It's a good shot for Anthony there. Put up a 5-bagger. He's very well in the commanded lead. And that makes it 6. Francis pretty much has to strike out to give him any kind of hope. And he made the shot. It was a pretty good shot, flat 10 there.
Mason came up on the handicap side and threw a double in his 5th and 6th frames. Morgan came back with a strike herself in the 6th. That will give Morgan a 30-pin lead with her handicap. Morgan looking for a double. She gets it.
It's a big double right there. Francis makes his 10-pin. Francis's max is 216. Well, Anthony can still go off the sheet for 278.
So pretty much one more strike by Nair will end this match.
Pretty much, assuming Francis strikes out. And right now his look is not good. The pair is not very friendly at the moment. And Mason put up 3 in a row right there.
That's why I try to tell our, my non-bowling friends how difficult of a sport bowling actually is.
Yeah, everything transitions very fast. You can think you made the best shot, but not always can end up being your way. It's definitely a mind game.
Yes. Always thought bowling and golf were 2 of the most difficult sports there was.
Well,
Anthony breaks in high. That gives a flicker of light to Francis.
a little bit of a breather there. As if Anthony makes this, he'll be still max for 254. And he's not, so he's going to be in the 240s if he can max.
All right, well, it's still looking good for Anthony, but he hasn't shut him out yet.
Spare, and Francis strikes out. Francis can still win this match. It's definitely a game changer right there. Yeah, that's a good shot.
But if Francis could find a way to put 3 more up on the board in a row, that will force Anthony to mark. Over here on the handicap side, all of a sudden, Mason's got 4 in a row. Morgan in the 8th frame missed a single pin spare, so that match tightens up. And Vitelli does not get the light hit 7. That's really going to hurt his chances right there.
Yeah, I think he might already be shut out.
Yeah, well, pretty much. Officially, no, but
Yeah, Anthony just has to get a few sticks.
yes, assuming Francis makes this and strikes out.
Yes.
Let's see what Mason can do working on the 5 in a row for Mason.
That's a good shot. Mason can strike out for 240 scratch.
This is when, as the scratch bowler, you're looking over there going, well, I'm glad he's in the handicap.
Yeah. Especially that first match. First match is pretty high scoring.
Oh, gets the break. Not Francis. He didn't get the break.
I was laughing because he only got the 5 out, so he got the break there. Didn't have to do it on the live stream. Yeah, that's going to end Francis' day there.
Yes.
He'll finish 4th. Anthony will be moving on, taking on Sam.
The battle of the lefties.
Yes. That should be a fun match to watch.
Actually, Mason needed that strike there in the 10th. Second ball in the 10th to have a shot to shut out Morgan. This is still anybody's match.
Yeah.
Morgan could strike out with her handicap for 237, so she's going to need to double. I mean, she has been right around the pocket in every shot since the first frame.
Yeah, it's just the fact of her carrying anything. So. She'll need a double and some good count here to move on to the match. As Anthony's already in the 240s there.
Let's see what Morgan could do here. Looking for a double in the 10th frame to move on.
That's close, maybe.
And she trips the 5, going Jersey.
Brooklyn.
Going Jersey. Jersey Joey. Jersey Joey. Yes, you people in Jersey like to call it Brooklyn.
I think Pennsylvania is the only state that calls it Jersey. One of the few that I've at least heard.
In my day, if a righty crossed over, it was Jersey. If a lefty crosses over, it's Brooklyn.
So I could see that. That makes a little more sense.
Has to do with the way New York kind of bends around and
The whole shape.
yeah.
Morgan right here.
Can she do it? She
Yeah, flat 10.
That looks like that will end her day. Great run for Morgan.
Yes, definitely. She definitely gave herself a chance there.
Yes, she's going to fall just a couple sticks short. A couple single pin misses will do her in. Tell me, what's it like when, you know, you finish first and your opponent needs to double? What's kind of going through your mind?
I mean, really just nothing much you can do. Just sit back and see what happens. I mean,
Are you watching?
I watch personally because, I mean, I want to see what kind of shot they made, if it looks good off their hand or not. I mean, I'd rather watch than not watch. See what's going to happen. It's not much you can do in that kind of position. I mean, they put the pressure on for them to get the double and see what happens. Do the best you could.
Do you have a preference? Like, when you have lane choice, you know, if the lanes are even to you and it looks like they're even to your opponent, do you have a preference whether you want to start first and last or start second and first?
I rather starting first and finishing last. I mean, ultimately for me is more about what lane I like better or not. But I mean, most times now in the season I've found each lane to be pretty equal for me. So I mean,
Okay.
I'd much rather start first, finish last. I mean, I can put some pressure on them, and just so I know when I get into 10th if I can still win or not.
On the mat.
Okay, bowling fans, that concludes game number 2, finishing in 4th in the scratch division, getting a $60 scholarship, certificate, and award. He also shot 822 today. Let's have a nice hand for Francis Vitelli.
Francis Vitelli, 4th place finisher.
They bowled
Shot
very
300.
well.
I mean, shot 822 in qualifying.
Yeah, I know he had front 8 or 9 a couple times.
A couple
as
times,
well.
yes.
Yeah, they bowled really good
I think
today.
the first game he had the front 10.
And our 4th place finisher
Yes.
in the
Yeah.
handicap division, getting a $50 scholarship, certificate, and 4th place award goes to Morgan Klein.
Morgan Klein, 4th place finisher. Handicap side. All right, that is going to set us up. Upcoming schedule next week.
Semifinals.
Next week is a shorter ride for Joey.
Very. It's only about like an hour and 20. I feel special.
Next week is the first ever combined PJBT JBT event at Conchester Lanes. That's right outside of Philly. For those of you planning on 10, pay attention. It is a special 10 o'clock start time, not our normal 10:30. Hear that,
Yes.
Joey?
Yes, I like to cut it a little bit close, but I'll have to pay attention a little bit.
Yes. 10 o'clock start time next week. It's not a 20-minute ride for me like this today is.
I would assume not.
No. Now I'm going to have to leave probably with a 10 o'clock start time, I'm probably going to have to leave no later than 8 o'clock.
Nice.
I'll have to see how long. Plug that in the GPS and see how long it takes. I know Skip was talking about carpooling down, but we'll see. Then the following week is one of our special events of the year. Not one of my favorite tournaments. That's a long, long day. What do we call it? The Bowling Center Championship.
Yes.
That is when it's a team tournament, teams of 5. All the bowlers must be bowling in a league out of the same bowling center.
Yes.
The winning team in scratch and handicap, besides their winnings, the PJBT will make a donation of $500 to that center's junior league. You going to be able to put a team together for that?
I will be joining me, Carlisi, Ryan Taylor, and both Bowens.
Ah, you guys bowl out of the same house?
Yes.
Wow. Wow. That's going to be a pretty formidable team.
Hopefully. Looks good on paper. Well,
Yes.
we'll see how it goes.
And then the following, that's at AMF Parkway up in Allentown. Then the following week, we're right back at Parkway again for a PJBT doubles tournament, youth doubles. Then the 19th, that's a special day, Joey.
Yes.
Do you know what November the 19th is?
I do not, but it
Okay.
sounds special now you
Well,
said it.
first off, it's our second adult junior at Limerick.
Yes.
But, Joey, that's the day the Prodigy turns 18.
Oh, man.
Yeah. We're going to have a
Big
little
day.
fun that day.
I'll have to make sure I'll be there.
Yes. And there'll be cake.
Oh, I have to come down. Actually, I already am going. I already have a partner.
Who's your partner?
Eric Nilsson.
I don't know him.
He bowls out of Shore Lanes with me down in Jersey.
And I'm sure the Prodigy will be bowling with Brittany. That's his usual adult partner.
Probably.
Shout out to PWBA member. I'm sure she's not listening. She bowled in her home house today. She was in a tournament. Don't quite know how she did.
Good old strike zone.
Yes.
Yeah, just say that. I actually won at Limerick 2 years ago.
On the mat.
Okay, bowlers, it is time for our semifinals. On the scratch side, we have the match of the Southpaws. We have number 2 seed, Sam Portnick, taking on number 4 seed, Anthony Nyer. Sam has elected to start the match, or I'm sorry, have Anthony rather start the match on lane 19. On the handicap side, we have number 2 seed, Desiree Dent, taking on number 5 seed, Mason Doan. 4 seed Mason Doan. Desiree gets the handicap of 2 pins, and she has elected to start the match on 21. Okay? Bowling fans, let's have a nice hand for our semifinalists.
Speaking of the Prodigy, where did he go? All right, I am going to take a break. I'm going to let Matthew come in for a game.
Anthony starts off pretty good there. Nice little strike.
I will be back for the finals. Take over, Joey, till Matthew comes in. Can you handle it?
I can.
I trust you.
All right, Desiree starts off with a strike there on 21. That's handicap side. Sam is trying to match Anthony.
Hello, bowling world. Okay. Hello, everybody. Hi, Joey.
How are you, Matt?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
Exciting day out there in the lanes today. Nice bowling today.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. It's very, very high scoring there today. So, I mean, still had to really make a shot out there and couldn't really get yourself down in a hole by shooting, a lower game.
Certainly looked like out there today was the first tournament of the year that we've really had where the scores were high like this. I mean, this center typically produces high scores, but with the Big Bend pattern, I think we had a little more hold, and it actually helped boost the scores a little bit. So,
yeah, for sure, scores were very high today. I mean, I was averaging 250 the first 5 and wasn't even leader, so I wasn't even close to being leader either.
Wow.
So it was very high scoring. I mean, you couldn't really. If you shoot 220, you're you're a little bit of trouble.
Well,
yeah, you got times like this in days, and gotta take what you can get from it.
That's right. Most and it's funny, we've gotten so used to the scores being more
neutralized,
level or even low because of the patterns. Now with having an event like today where you saw the scores shoot up again. I mean, we had 3 honor scores today. I don't think we've had 3 honor scores. I don't think we've had. We might have only had 1 honor score all year so far.
Yeah, and
so
it was definitely maybe a little bit of a breather for the rest of us out here of getting to know that we can string a few together without worrying about anything. So, yeah, Francis shot 822. Jack Selmer, I shot 300. And I forget who the other 300 was.
The other 300 was actually Jack Selmer had 300 and 290 during qualifying. Ryan Carlisi had the other 300 in game one of qualifying. So, but we'll see what happens here. That looks like so far Nair and Mason Doan have both been hooked up on the championship pair. So we'll see if that continues here in the semifinal match.
Yes, Mason just left this little soft 10 there. He'll probably try to make a little bit of adjustment.
Looks like they're shot for shot there on the handicap side through 3 frames.
Yes.
And same thing on the scratch side as a strike there for Anthony Nair.
Good spare there by Mason.
Realistically, on the handicap side, we have almost a scratch match. So just 2 pins going to Desiree. So see how that plays out here.
And definitely makes things a little interesting.
Mason comes up a little bit high, trips out the 4 for a strike. He has 3 strikes out of 4 shots for the first start of this semifinal.
Desiree crosses over, trips out the 6 late. Yeah, the handicap bowlers so far today on the step ladder, they've been bowling pretty good. A little bit better than the scratch matches.
Yeah, we've had some really good scores. I know we had some bowlers even. I know Caitlin Mattingly won the winner-take-all Game 5 with a 279 scratch game in handicap. So, yeah, we've had some good games today.
Yes.
Portnick matches Nair with a strike there on lane 20. See what Desiree can do here. Another good shot. Right now, it's whatever you can do, I can do better.
Yeah. Try to match your opponent and look for the little breaks to squeeze in. Take a small lead.
Winner of this handicap match will take on our tournament leader, Victoria Capiello. Another strike there for Mason Doan to match Desiree.
A very good shot for Mason.
And coming up a little bit high, Bortnick leaves the 6 pin. He'll look to convert. Waiting off in the wings is Jack Selmer, our tournament leader for today. With a win today, Jack would become the second most winner in PJBT history.
He also had a chance to break that last week at the North.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he did last week. Wasn't able to get the job done, but he'll try again today.
A little bit of a redemption if he can.
Trying to chase down his brother at 24 titles. Who his brother, older brother, has the record for all-time titles in PJBT history. So there's a strike for Desiree Dent. Keep matching each other for shot through 6 frames on the handicap side. They can both shoot a scratch 279 games. So this could be very interesting.
Very. As Sam and Anthony are doing the same thing over there on 1920. Strike, spare, strike, spare.
Correct. Anthony with the 4-7. He'll look to convert. And he does. So once again, an even match through 4 frames on the scratch side.
Yeah, she tugged that a little bit. She might get the break.
Oh, she breaks up the split and is able to leave the 6 pin.
Anthony changing balls here. Some a little bit weaker off the spot. Control that breakdown.
Good shot there for Anthony. Once again, point out to our fans out there, Anthony, one of our famous local bowlers who finished runner-up last year in the U15 division of Junior Gold. So he finished runner-up at the national tournament. It was a great showing out at Cleveland this past summer.
Yes, as he also got a spot on the developmental team for Team USA.
That's true. Very good. That's true. Mason Doan trips out the 4 and the 7 to keep the strike train alive.
Sam with a flat 10 there. Flat 7, rather, sorry.
Flat 7. He'll look to convert. And now the shot-for-shot match in the scratch side is ended. Anthony has a short lead now. And another strike for Mason Doan. Boy, he is on fire.
Yeah, he's bowling really good right now. Everybody in the handicap matches so far, like I said, been bowling really well. It's nice to see a little bit.
It's interesting to watch because, you know, sometimes it's good to be the #1 seed, but in other cases, it's actually better to be one of the lower seeds. And when you get hot on a pair like that, you know, you just feel like you have a rhythm, and sometimes it helps to have the advantage to be bowling on the pair ahead of time.
Definitely. I feel like being a 2nd or 3rd seed is really much an advantage. And I've been in both positions of 2nd and 3rd. It's 3rd seed, you know, you get the first match win, you get a little confidence there. And then you're 2nd, you win that match, you get to the championship. You know what the lane's doing. You have the confidence riding on you. Where the other opponent only gets 2 shots on each lane, and it's really trying to make shots under the fly.
It's a good shot there for Desiree Dent as this match comes towards the end.
Very close.
Very close match. Now on the scratch side, as we were chatting, Bortnick did miss his 7 pin, so he certainly dug himself a little bit of a hole, but he strikes there on 19. Good shot there for Mason. Wrap 10.
And now spare there with Mason. They're tied. They can both max for 258.
Yep, with Desiree's 2 pins of handicap, she would take the match by 2 at the moment.
Yeah.
So Desiree will probably have a 2-pin lead as we enter the 10th frame.
Yep. Anthony there came up high again with a 4-6. I think definitely with Sam coming onto the pair playing much left, he's definitely messing up Anthony a little bit. And same thing with Anthony playing so far right. It's definitely messing up Sam a little bit down lane. So a little bit of both for him.
Well, the open frame does give back opens the door back up for Sam to get back in the match.
Yeah, Sam is now up by 10 in the match. That's very fortunate with the mistake there in the 5th by whiffing the 7. Mason puts up a very nice shot on the 10th there, striking.
Well, right now, scratch-wise on the handicap side, both bowlers can shoot 258 scratch. And Mason, to keep the pressure on here, 2nd shot in the 10th.
He crosses up, leaving the 310, so he could still put up an amazing 248 game to keep the pressure on. Meanwhile, back-to-back opens for Nair as he splits and only gets one, so
Yeah,
he's certainly opened the door now for Bortnick.
yeah, that's a big get for Sam there, because I wouldn't have assumed that.
Good spare there for Mason Doan, finishes with a nice game of 248. He'll now sit on the bench and see what Desiree will have to double to essentially potentially win the match.
Well, strike 9 spare, she wins.
She has to have the first shot, and she
she's-
leaves the 8 pin. Good shot, but leaves the 8, and that should do it. That should advance Mason Doan from the number 4 position. He will advance into the final match.
Yeah. Yeah, both handicap bowlers, both very well scratched.
Desiree picks up the spare, so it'll be 248 for Mason Doan.
Sam with a big trip, 6-8 there. That could have easily been a 6-8 in an open frame. Get Anthony right back in the match, but instead, a bigger lead. Anthony now trying to get back into it, put a little bit more pressure on Sam going to the 9th and 10th. Nice shot by Anthony.
Daniel. So, final scores for the handicap side. Mason Doan shoots 248. Desiree Dent with her handicap 239. 248 to 239. Mason will advance to the title match to take on Victoria Capiello on the handicap side.
Yes. With Anthony's miss there, he's practically made it a little bit hard for himself to win and move on, as Sam just needs a mark, and he'll be moving on.
Amazing how the tides can turn very quickly, as it looked like Nair was in control of the match early. But again, that's why you bowl 10 frames.
Exactly. Nothing you can predict for matches like this. Sam right there with a weird stone 9. He'll, assuming he makes this, he'll be moving on.
Sam converts.
That's going to end it right there.
Yep, just got to keep the ball in the lane here. He'll probably go back to the bag and get another ball to give a try to as he try to get lined up for the title match.
Definitely, as the right side is not the prettiest right now, so he'll try to find someone to really get locked in. As he goes back-to-back stone 9s.
Back-to-back stone 9. I was going to say that looked like a pretty good shot to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like he went to someone a little bit more shinier. I believe that's a high road. Let's see what's when that comes back off the ball return. Yeah, I believe that's a high road right there he's throwing, so some a little bit more angular off the backs, give himself more area.
Ironically, probably the lowest scoring match of the 3 we've seen so far. But you know, if you had to predict it, that's probably what you thought would happen, being that both bowlers were on the left side. So now, as you said, they're kind of running over each other's pattern on the left side of the lane. So
yeah, it's amazing how fast things can transition like that within a few frames. Yeah, he finished the wrap 7 there, so that's 205 finish for Sam. He'll be moving on to face Jack Selmer. Yeah, it might be the one of the lowest scoring matches even in match play.
started off with a couple of strikes, but certainly in the end, a couple of open frames made the difference.
Yeah, Anthony converts to 7 pin and strikes. He'll shoot 174.
Okay, so that'll do it on the scratch side. Sam Bortnick takes the victory, 205 to 170. And that will set up our title matches. I will be back in a couple minutes.
Time to give out some hardware there.
Jeepers, Joey, I go away for a match and look what happens on the handicap side.
You know, they didn't feel your presence here. That's what happened. They relaxed up a little bit. It broke down very, very fast.
On the mat.
Okay, bowling fans, that concludes our semifinals, finishing in third in the scratch division, getting a $100 scholarship. Certificate and third place plaque goes to Anthony Nair.
Good bowling, Anthony, today.
And our third place finisher in the handicap division, getting a $75 scholarship. Certificate and third place award goes to Desiree Dent.
Also
Desiree
great
Dent.
bowling.
All right, so Mason's going to have a chance to climb the ladder.
Yeah.
The way he's been bowling, he's probably shot what, about 680?
At least. Yeah, he's very, very comfortable right now.
Yes.
Be interesting to see right here, Jack Selmer, what kind of look he has on this title match pair. Because when I was on it and when Francis was on it, even they weren't playing too easy like the rest of the house. Yeah, he's going to try to avoid all that. Looks like from there.
You think he might have just a slight bit of advantage with the last game being two lefties? The right side got a little chance to, settle down a little bit, or not?
I don't really think so at all. I mean, if anything, I feel like it's being a little flatter down lane. So, might help him depending on his ball choice. Right now he's throwing a Daredevil's shiny HP 2 ball. So, that's a code red right there. So, he's going to... He might have a tiny bit of an advantage for it sitting and no other transition for that standpoint there, but we will see. Interesting to see if Sam will stick with the same ball he's been throwing the whole day, or he's going to change that ball. They changed to the 10th frame last game.
I believe these two met a couple weeks ago. The finals that Jack won by a pin.
Yes, at strike zone.
Yes.
Where it forced Sam to get all three in the 10th, and he got double 8.
Yes. Wow, good memory,
So,
Joey.
Yes, I remember. I 8-pinned to lose that match. I remember.
Sorry I brought it up.
Yeah, it's all good.
All right, well, once Matt comes back and we'll let you go, Joey.
All right.
So you could maybe get an early start on your way back to Jersey. You probably got a little homework to do tonight.
No, actually, very
Wow.
fortunate. For once.
What?
I said unless he wants to stay.
Hey, well, hey, Matt says he doesn't need to do it. I
I'll
guess
stay
you
if you'd
could
like.
stay.
Sounds good.
Well, that means I guess you get to put up with me for another game.
I'll take it.
All right. So it looks like 18 pins is going to be the handicap.
Yes, and Jack is electing to finish on the left lane, which definitely is better.
On the mat.
Okay, bowling fans, it's time for our title matches for today's tournament. On the scratch side, number 1 seed, Jack Selmer, taking on number 2 seed, Sam Gordon. Jack is elected to have Sam start the match on lane 19. On the handicap side, we have number 1 seed, Victoria Capriello, getting 18 pins handicap, taking on number 4 seed, looking to walk the ladder, Mason Doan. 18 is the difference in handicap, and Victoria will start the match on 21. Bowling fans, we started with 64 bowlers today. We are down to our final matches. Let's give them a nice round of applause as they begin the title match.
All right, and off we go. Sam will be starting, and Victoria will be starting.
It looks like Sam is choosing to stay with the ball. He tried in the 10th frame last game. Went a little bit high, 2-4. As Victoria goes high as well, leaving a 10 pin. Ooh, yep.
It's a little hard stopper there.
Yeah. Especially right now. I mean, many matches today, you didn't want to give up a early opening to your opponent. So
Victoria makes her 10 pin. Let's see if Mason can keep his string going. Doesn't look like he's moved much.
no, and I think it has a factor with the handicap ball. There's a little bit of a lower rev rate and stuff, so he's able to stay right where he's there the whole time.
He just keeps on keeping on.
Yes. Jack goes very high flush on 20. Yeah, he's very far left. 20 definitely the more hooking lane out of the pair.
Mason breaks in high, leads himself to 6-10. That's a double for Jack Selmer. And a spare for Mason. So now, what's it like? You know, you're in Sam's position right now. You just won your match. I'm sure you didn't shoot quite what you wanted to shoot. Your lanes are transitioning on the left side. Your opponent opens up with a double.
I would very much just go into an open mind. I mean, you got to forget what he did the last match and just go into an open mind of, hey, got to trust yourself and make the shots needed. And he just did that right there. He probably move a little bit further right for him. Just kicked out the 6-pin, so.
Good shot there for Victoria. So now, I asked you a couple matches ago, when you finish first, are you watching your opponent in the 10th? So now you're at the beginning of the match. Are you watching your opponent?
I am definitely watching my opponent because even if some kind of transition, if you go up there and double and he didn't, that's a lot of pressure and put a little bit more on his mind. You can tell whether if it was a good shot, bad break, whatever, It's always good to watch. Yeah,
So I know sometimes you have to have a strong mind because if your opponent carries something that they probably shouldn't, that could play around with your mind a little bit.
Yeah, very much so. Especially if he carries a good break and you could leave a bad break. It's definitely messed up your mind.
Me, in my days of bowling tournaments, which wasn't all that often, I usually did not watch my opponent. or at least pay too much attention to what they were doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a good and bad thing at the same time. You know, watch it and you get, you know, 2 good breaks in a row where it could have easily been, you know, open and spare or whatever.
Yes.
I mean, you make a good shot and you don't. It's definitely plays your mind a lot. But the other token, it's good to watch, see what's happening with the lanes, even if, you know, in this case, Sam is a lefty and Jack's a righty. But if a shot goes high for 2 righties in a row, it kind of gives you a little hint to move.
That checked way early.
Yeah, 20's going fast. And Sam looks like he's a little in the over-under zone of the, I believe, flat 7, the first shot on 19, and then, or no, I was wrong. He went 8 spare first shot on 19. He tripped 6 on lane 20, and then he got back up on 19 and made a move probably off the trip 6 and came in very light. So
on the handicap side, we got the battle of the Dutch 200s at the moment. Spare there for Selmer. On the handicap side, both bowlers clean. No doubles, though. So that gives Victoria an 18-pin lead with her handicap.
And it's definitely nice seeing the handicap bowlers evolving a little bit. Trying to keep up with the scratch guys. Soon to make the jump for some of them. So it's nice to see some higher scores, give them a little more confidence. That was a 7-10 for a split second.
Yes. The one thing about Jack, he'll usually give his opponent a chance at some point.
Yeah.
Will his opponent capitalize on that?
Yeah, it's you know, sometimes, most times, like he just made 2 pretty good shots off his hand at least. So, and 20 went a little high, and 19 made the shot. So it's.
And Victoria ruined the Dutch 200 with a double. And Mason trips the 4-9.
It's a huge break there. Jack picks up the 10 pin.
You're a junior this year, Joey?
Yes. Yes, only a junior, so I'm able to hang around here for another year and a half.
You starting to look at colleges yet?
Definitely. Soon I'll be taking out my search to different places. So.
What do you think you want to major in?
First, I mean, I'm kind of two-sided on radiology right now. It's a lot more work in college and stuff. You know, it's not always a guaranteed job when you get out because it's needed, but it's a matter of finding it. I was also thinking of business management a little bit. You know, kind of taking over a franchise. So. We'll see where it goes.
Well, Mason continued his Dutch 200. Let's see if Victoria could throw a turkey up on the board, and she does.
Good shot.
Victoria extends her lead. These handicap bowlers are in fuego today.
Yeah, and she's got another 18 pins on top of it, so that's a big one.
That's a good shot by Sam. That's a double.
Put some pressure on Jack because at least make a very good shot on 20. A few strikes on the 5th and 6th frames. A very nice match.
Last time Jack was up here, his shot checked really early. See what adjustment he makes.
That'll be probably moving at least 3 or 4 left. And I would have personally moved 3 and 2, maybe 4 and 3 left. So we'll see what he's doing. Victoria.
Victoria comes in high. She leaves the 3, 6, 7, 10.
He got that in the oil a little bit longer. And
yes, definitely moved in.
Yeah, he tried to avoid that whole hook spot there and hope it checked off the backs. But it's definitely a lot more oil on the centers for this pattern. It's it's touchy once when it comes down to this time, where you get it a few boards more right, it hooks at your feet, and if you get inside the oil a bit too long, it hydroplanes. So definitely a good amount of transition happening.
And touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Oh boy.
All right, so that gives Jack a 87 with a spare in the 5th. He presently finds himself down 3 pins to Sam.
Yes.
Working on a double. The handicap side, we are through 7, and scratch-wise, we have an even match.
Saving a strike right there. That's a
Until now. Now Mason goes up by 10, but he's still down by 8 with the handicap.
yeah.
And that's a good
Good
shot by
for
Jack.
Jack.
And Victoria takes the 10 out. She's got some fans to my left, Joey.
For sure.
That's a pretty nice PJBT shirt, too.
Yes.
And Sam, gobble, gobble, extends his lead up to 13.
Currently, after 6 frames, Sam's max is 270, while Jack has 257. Both working on a strike. As Victoria puts up another one for a double in the 8th and 9th.
It's a big shot here for Sam.
Definitely.
And Mason with a turkey. All right. So to the 10th we go in the handicap match.
Interesting what Mason does here in the 10th on 21, being the only struck
Yes.
once on this lane.
He finds himself still down by 8 with the handicap. And Sam Bortnick goes 4 in a row. Uh-oh.
Oh, boy. That's fortunate to get 7 off that.
Yes.
Mason can still shoot 217 scratch. Victoria can shoot 230 scratch plus her 18 handicap, and we give her 248.
That was probably Selmer's best shot of the match right there.
Yeah, definitely.
He was definitely inside of where he was in the 3rd frame, but a little more right to where he was in the 5th frame.
Yeah, he's a little bit more roll, moved a little bit more left. So last time on that lane, he went swisher 7.
So Mason's going to be in the 200s all 4 games.
Yeah, you can strike right here for 217, and it would force Victoria to mark.
We might have to comb the archives to see what the scratch record is. I mean, scratch record for handicap bowlers.
Yeah.
For a 4-game block in the finals.
Jack put up a 3 in a row there.
Yes. Putting the pressure right back on Sam.
Yeah. Yeah, a high-scoring match on the scratch side.
Sam is still up by 13 coming into the 8th. And the handicap side, Mason is in the clubhouse at 217. And Bortnick puts 10 in the pit.
And it's a back
Big
and forth.
shot.
Very back and forth match right here.
Whatever you could do, I can do better, he says.
For the win. She's going to have to make it. Goes up light, 2-4-5. I believe she has to make this for the win.
Yes, she does.
Yep.
She will need to make this and get 3. Big shot here for Victoria for the championship. And she covers it.
Oh, that was very, very close.
Let's see what Bortnick could do in the 9th. Foundation frame 9th, working on 5 in a row.
Big shot here.
That's sick. Joey, who's going to blink first?
That's a good shot. Gives him a 6-bagger there, and still both bowlers in the scratch can max for 270 to 257. So it's,
and Victoria's looking at the score. She doesn't know if she won or not, but she will shoot 225 with the handicap, and she will beat Mason 225 to 217.
Slim 8 pins there,
Wow.
single digits.
All eyes go back to the scratch match.
Gotta have it pretty much.
Oh, that was a good shot by Jack.
Yeah, and that just might end his day there. 'Cause if he picks this up and strikes out in the 10th, that'll give him 236, and Sam even with spare, he'll be already in the 240s. That's even assuming Jack strikes out after this.
All right, down to the 10th we go. Oh,
And that's going to end Jack's day there.
yes.
He'll be back-to-back second places. As I believe a little bit of redemption for Sam the last time he bowled Jack in a title match. I believe this is also Sam's first title this season.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Keeps myself and Jack at 2, and Sam now at another one.
Yep, Player of the Year is wide open right now through, I believe this is event number 9.
Yes. And the point standings right about now, I'm leading points right now by a few.
Actually,
there's
you
a lot
weren't coming into today.
Yeah.
You were in second. It wasn't updated. The guy standing behind
no.
you jumped you.
And I still probably have first. Because you only
But again, we're only through 9 events.
Yes.
It's going to be an exciting year here on the PJBT Tour. Fans, you do not want to miss one event. We love having you watching us here on YouTube, but we would love it more if you come out and support us.
Yes. Especially if you're not yet really bowling many of these and just kind of watching and waiting to get some experience. There's not really much better experience than bowling these.
Yes.
A lot more mental, physical. You learn a lot.
It doesn't matter if you average an 80, a 180, or a 280. Well, maybe if you average 280, we don't want you.
Yeah, no. You can stay home if you average 280.
Joey's not going to want you.
I'll stay back in Jersey if that's the case. You'll keep me there then.
That was a little inside, so Sam's going to shoot 259 with the spare.
Jack finished 225.
Definitely some good bowling here today at Berks.
Definitely. No gimmies.
The signal literally just dropped. Yes. It's fighting it. Give it a second.
Jack Selmer.
Jack Selmer back-to-back second places.
Katie, or everybody, Katie. Our runner-up finisher in the handicap division, making a great run there from 4th to 2nd, getting a $100 scholarship, certificate, and award goes to Mason Doan.
Good ball into Mason.
And our winners for today in the scratch division, getting a $200 scholarship and his first title of the season, first place acrylic plaque goes to Sam Bortnick.
Good ball into Sam, first place today.
And our winner in the handicap division, getting a $200 scholarship, certificate, and the first place acrylic plaque goes to Victoria Capiello.
All right. I am going to adjust the camera, and now I will say goodbye to Joey.
Yes.
Thank you as always, my friend.
Of course, thank you.
I'm going to adjust the camera, and we will have post-match interviews. Stay tuned.
And we hope to see everybody next Sunday. Big event. We'll be joining with the JBT next week for a combined event extra payout at AMF Conchester Lanes in Croydon. So don't miss it. 10 a.m. start next Sunday. Okay? All right. Thank you.
Daniel, zoom me out. Keep going. Let's move the camera up some. Yeah, but we're good on here. Come on back, Victoria. All right, we are here with our handicap division winner, Victoria. I will let you say your last name.
Capiello.
Campiella. Where are you from, Victoria?
I'm from Pottstown, Pennsylvania.
Do you bowl out of Jay or out of Limerick?
Limerick.
Limerick. Oh, so a sister bowling center.
Bowling center, yeah.
What'd you think of this shot out here today?
I was surprised. I mean, I thought I would have a difficult time. I really liked it. I'm happy.
That's good. Is this your first ever tournament victory?
Yes, it is.
Well, that's good. How old are you?
I'm 14.
14. Wow. Well, you got a long way to go.
Yeah.
What do you average down at Limerick?
Well, because I'm in a sports shot league, I average at 165.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
That's actually a really good average for a sports shot league for a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
I take that any day. I take
Yeah.
that as a, well, I'm 22, you know. So who's your coach down at Limerick?
I'd say Rob Galinsky.
Yep. Well, we all know Mr. Galinsky from the PJBTs.
Yeah.
All right. So what equipment were you throwing today?
Well, I first started off with my Thug,
Mm-hmm.
and I went through the third game with it, and then I switched to the Vandal, which helped me out a lot, brought me back up.
Mm-hmm.
And my spare ball was Brunswick, I believe.
T-zone.
T-zone.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me, you were going into the championship match. I'm sure you had known that your opponent so far had won his first 3 matches and shot over 200.
Yeah.
All 3 of those matches. And by the way, he shot over 200 against you.
Yeah.
What was going through your mind?
Oh, I was so nervous because I was keeping track of how he was doing in the earlier rounds, and then when I realized I had to go up against him, I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do?
Well, did you know you needed that spare in the 10th to win?
Yes, I did.
Well,
When I went to throw it, I got so nervous, and I saw that one pin wasn't going to go down at first, and I'm like, oh no. But then when it went down, I was so happy.
you want to give a shout out to anybody?
Shout out to my mom. She wanted to be here, but she could not. And my brother and my sister for watching and supporting me.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our handicap division champion, Victoria. Say your last name again.
Capiello.
Let's give her a nice hand, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, now for our scratch division champion. Getting some revenge from his defeat at Strike Zone to Jack Selmer. Put your thing up here. Mr. Sam the Man Bortnick.
Yep.
Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you.
Long overdue.
Yep.
So tell me, you go into the semifinal match, bowling Edible Anthony, and you saw what he did his first 2 matches. Now, it looked like he hit a lot of transition in that match, probably aided by you.
Yep.
Also bowling on that left side. So you made it through there. What was going through your mind in the championship match? I mean, you know, Jack was +5 something today. What was going through your mind?
Well, like you said, he was way ahead of the field the whole day. He's coming off a few really good weeks. I know seasoned veteran, so I knew I was gonna have to put up a good score. I knew he wasn't just gonna give it to me, and it was a good match.
Yes. What ball were you throwing in the finals there?
I was throwing a game breaker 2.
A game breaker 2. Where do you bowl out of in New Jersey?
Carolier Lanes. It's in North Brunswick.
Yeah, we definitely know that place.
Yep.
You are a junior or senior this year?
Senior.
You are a senior, so you're looking for colleges.
I am.
I know your dad had said that Penn State may be on the list. Maybe.
Possibly.
Maybe you and the Prodigy could be. That's where he's looking to go.
I guess if he's looking to go there, I guess I have to too.
So, what did you see with this shot out here today?
Well, I bowled on his pattern a few times before. Never here though, and I know this place usually plays a little more open compared to some of the other houses. I started off just grinding out two-teen, and then I knew I was in the pocket most of the time, so I knew big games were coming, and had a good finish of qualifying. Continue that into match play in the finals.
Okay. Shout out to anybody?
Yeah, I guess both my parents, my dad for driving me, my mom for also driving me to places and practice. My some of the people that were watching me online.
I guess we're going to see you next week.
Definitely.
That's a shorter trip for you guys.
Yep, that's short.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for our Scratch Division champion, Mr. Sam the Man from New Jersey, Bortnick. What was I joking around with you last week about being my 3rd favorite bowler or something like that in New Jersey?
You said 4th favorite person.
4th favorite person in the state of New Jersey. Let's give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think there's anybody here to clap for you. Hey, we got some people. Thank you, Mr. Bortnick.
Thank you.
All right. We're going to bring the Prodigy back in, and we'll wrap this up. All right. Some really high scores here today. How about those handicap division matches? Mason, 4 games above 200. He probably shot very close to 900 in those 4 games. Scratch.
And he didn't win.
And he didn't win.
Welcome to handicap, I guess.
Yes, that's the way it is. All right. Are you going to be with us next week down in Philly?
I don't know. I haven't really decided
for the
yet.
added money tournament. I forgot that it's 500 to win.
Yeah, that kind of changes my decision a little bit.
Yes.
I'll have to ask if I'm going to miss anything like super important. Otherwise, I might not go then.
Okay. All right. Well, once again, next week's tournament is down at AMF Conchester in the Philadelphia area. That is a special 10 a.m. start time, ladies and gentlemen. Do not walk in the door at 10:30 thinking you'll be allowed to bowl. Well, I mean, we'll let you bowl, but you're going to be taking a few zeros for a few frames.
You take a 0 almost for the whole first game.
Yes, so I'm expecting a pretty packed crowd next week.
Yeah, possibly.
I mean, a combined event. In the Philadelphia area, we're going to draw from Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, maybe even a little bit from Maryland.
Maybe.
Yeah. Man, a few words you are.
I'm hungry.
All right, then, let's wrap this up because the fat guy here is hungry.
Yeah,
Yes.
skinny over here.
My boy. Maybe. All right, let's see here. Who was not with us today? Travis wasn't here. Jen wasn't here. Brent wasn't here. Brittany wasn't here. I don't know how Brittany really did at the tournament today. I know she didn't qualify. She was plus something, but didn't qualify.
So she bowled. She threw some strikes, threw some spares, probably some opens.
Probably, yes. Let's see. Who was here? Stacy wasn't here either. Who was here? Mom was here. Pop was here. Skip was here. Matt was here. The Prodigy was here. And I'm the person everybody has always warned you to stay away from. Until next Sunday when we see you from AMF Conchester. Also, do not forget, ladies and gentlemen, the week after is the Bowling Center Championship. You want to get your entries in because we blow the place out for that. And then the following week, we have a doubles tournament. And then the following week after that is an adult junior doubles. And it's somebody's birthday. And I get to charge you rent.
Do you want a cookie?
Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, until then, we're going to say goodbye. We are going to eat. You have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and we will see you down the road. From all of us here at the PJBT to all of you, goodbye.